that I'm here to gain from your experiences. And with my mentors, I have always been open to learning. We are here to innovate. We have to be resilient. You are seen, you are heard. Let's together make this the best year ever.
Greetings everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Beyond the Bubble. I'm Samara Malhotra reporting from MRIS 51's Media Shala Club. Today we're joined by a very special guest, our very own principal ma'am, Ms. Deepika Chaudhary.
Hello Samara.
Thank you so much ma'am for joining us today. We're going to be diving into your educational journey and how you got to this point.
So Samara, thank you for inviting me on this wonderful platform. I'm absolutely thrilled to share my experiences with all of you. What inspired me to come into this line, I think as a kid also I was always interested in learning beyond the classrooms, honestly. And I was a very restless, naughty kid in the class. And I was always very concerned, interested about what's happening outside the classroom. And I think that was one thing inside me which really pushed me to understand how learning actually takes place. And out of experience, I can tell you, while there is a lot of learning that happens outside the classroom, but there is a lot that happens inside the classroom. And as I grew, I was very lucky to get mentors who kept guiding me, who kept nudging me every now and then to bring my focus to what was the real crux of learning. And it just helped me a lot. I started to read a lot about educational processes. I started to observe people. I was very observant. I would observe my peers, I would observe my mentors, I would observe my elders at home. I think you have some great teachers at home as well. And it was just so fascinating that I eventually thought that I want to come into this field to make a difference.
That is indeed very inspiring. Now, you've spent over 2 decades in the field of education, and obviously we all begin somewhere. What were your early years in education like, and where did you begin?
What an interesting question, Samira. When did I begin? I think I began in childhood only, because I was one of those famous aunts in the family with whom all the kids were left when all my elder siblings would move out. So I think I started as a storyteller to all the young kids in the family, and I became quite popular too, I must tell you. And people would want to come back to me. They would really want to spend time with me. So that was my beginning, I think. When I look back, I think that was really my beginning. However, professionally, I did my master's in textiles designing. I went on to pursue a fashion designing course from NIFT for a year. I joined a lot of media houses, I must tell you. I worked for this production company who was working for Star Plus and MTV. And life was wonderful. And I thought that, I'm going to make a career with that. Having said that, when I started working with media houses, I realized I was always one of those who would be caught teaching people around. I was the one who would be caught telling people, this is how you do things, this is not right, and stuff like that. So I think I always had that in me. And eventually I just found my way. I got this offer from a college to join as a lecturer for designing children. And that was my first stint with teaching. So I started my career by teaching college students. I was a textiles and pattern making lecturer. And I think I had a wonderful time, training, mentoring youngsters. They were almost, I think, my age. They were 3-4 years younger to me. And we just co-constructed knowledge. It was never a case of front downloading. I never went there to say that I know it all. All of us together used to construct our understanding, used to build up on what we knew. And then together we sort of, worked in sync to learn new things. And then I took a break. Then my son happened, and I got him admitted to a play school. And when I went to the play school, I just found all the kids so lovely, and I realized that maybe this is the place where I want to be. And I walked up to the principal to say that if she could use me somewhere. And I had no, so to say, teaching experience of schools. And I told her that, just use me anywhere. I just want to be in the school, and I was even ready to do some odd jobs. I was very open to what role they would give me. And that's how I entered schools. And rest is history. 25 years, I think I have really learned a lot, grown along the way. Started as a pre-K teacher, and here I am in front of you as a principal. So the journey has been very, very enriching.
Ma'am, you must have faced so many challenges to get to where you are today. Could you share some of these challenges with us and how you managed to overcome them?
Very rightly said, no journey is devoid of challenges. What is life without challenges is what I feel. Definitely I faced multiple roadblocks in my journey of being a teacher, being an educator. As I told you, I never came back from an education background, so to say. So the first challenge that came my way was I didn't have B.Ed, and that was a mandatory qualification for becoming a teacher. So I made an effort to prepare for the entrance exam. I then pursued my B.Ed for a year, got into my teaching practices, and then came back with full armor and ammunition. You see, so I knew that now I was qualified, so to say, to be called a teacher. So that was one. The second was how to manage so many children in the class. Till then, I was just managing my own child, and I didn't know what to do with 25 kids in a class. And that is where I started to understand the importance of class management. That is where I started to understand how important it is for an educator or facilitator to empathize with each and every child in the classroom. You are mom to 25, you see, and you have to be patient, you have to be prompt, proactive, you have to be observant, you have to see how every kid is feeling throughout the day. And the teaching job doesn't end from, it is not from 8 to 2. It is a 24/7 service that we are in. Because you must have heard that, your parents saying that she only listens to you and she doesn't listen to me. So that's the kind of responsibility we as educators carry. And that definitely was a great learning for me when I was spending time in early years and primary wing. So yeah, that was a huge roadblock, and I had to go back to my mentors to understand human psychology, to understand how to control my own emotions and not overwhelm students with what I feel, to have an open mind and heart to understand and absorb everything that comes from the classroom. And believe you me, for any teacher, it can be really, really overwhelming. We carry your feelings back home. If there's a kid who cries, we carry that feeling back home. If you, achieve an accolade, you win something, we carry that happiness back home. So there is a lot for a teacher to absorb. So I think that was my biggest challenge, how to accommodate so many feelings together in a day. And so I went back and pursued a course in psychology. And I still keep going back to my mentors who went out a lot that is filled here to gain another person's perspective on how I'm handling. And that's it. I think that was the biggest roadblock for me so far. Teaching, and I was pretty good in my subject, so that was never a problem for me.
What an amazing answer, ma'am. And what is your take on leadership, and what are your visions for the school?
Leadership, I think, is a very complex subject. A lot has been spoken about leadership. I've read a lot about leadership, but I've just come to one simple understanding, that if I'm the smartest person in the room in which I am in, I'm in the wrong room. So, I like to be surrounded by some really, really wise mentors. Lots of youngsters around me. I have always been very open in accepting the fact that I may not know it all, that I'm here to gain from your experiences. And with my mentors, I have always been open to learning. And that's the kind of leader I am, who can give freedom to people within the team and outside my team to explore and grow. The kind of leader that I am, I think I'll be very happy to support people who falter, who accept their mistakes and like to learn from their mistakes and move on. So for me, leadership is very fluid. Anybody can be a leader. I think we just have to cultivate those qualities in ourselves, within us. So yes, I like to reach out to people. I have said it umpteen number of times. I am a people's person. I thrive on energies which from people around me. I'm not the one who will ever be found in my office. So that's the kind of leader I am. What is my vision? To help create an environment where multiple leaders can be brought up, where we can proudly say that, we have created another line of leadership. Very open. I want to walk by your side. I don't want you to follow me. Because whatever we have achieved, that's over. We are here to innovate. So that's my vision, that every child in the MRIS 51 campus is a leader in their own sense. They are able to speak their minds. They are free to speak their mind. They are free to discuss, convince or get convinced is my mantra. And also not to forget somebody who is very resilient. Leaders can't succumb to pressure. That is one quality I think which is very, very pertinent to being a leader. We have to be resilient. That is another thing that I think has held me through all these years of leadership, because it is not an easy path to tread. However, it is not impossible.
Thank you for that answer, ma'am. I would like to ask you what you like to do in your free time.
Okay, so what do I do in my free time? The little secret is that I like to relax a lot with the kind of demanding schedules that we have, because I feel it's very important to rejuvenate your brain to come up with some great ideas. But I have a pet called Sikandar, my dog. I love to spend a lot of time with him. I was never in favor of getting a pet, but I think he has added another dimension to our lives at home. So that is one of my favorite pastime that I have these days. And I also like to paint a lot. I must tell you, that's my escape from the busy routines that we have. So I love doing oil paint, and that just that's therapeutic for me. So these are a few things that I like to do in my free time.
That is very interesting, ma'am, because I have a dog too and I understand what that feels like. Finally, as the new session has just begun, what is one message for all of the students?
So the message from my side would be resilient, you are unique, you are seen, you are heard. Let's together make this the best year ever.
Those are some remarkable words, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us your time and sharing so much knowledge and valuable insight with us. We look forward to many more sessions like this with you.
Even I had a wonderful time answering your questions. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you to our viewers for spending time with us and watching Beyond the Bubble. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the Media Shala channel, and we'll see you in the next episode.